say goodbye to my grandmother was probably the hardest thing I've ever had to do. When I attended her wake, it was the very first time I laid eyes on her since her passing. Something inside of me changed when I realized that this was going to be the final kiss goodbye. My name is Taylor Ward, and today I will be giving a speech about my grandmother, Patricia Taylor. Patricia Taylor was an overachiever. She was passionate about her education. She was a fighter, and she loved everybody as if they were her family. Patricia Taylor, when she got older, was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. Patricia Taylor, in her early days, she graduated from Spring Hill College with a bachelor's in arts and science. She loved to listen to music. Santana and Blake Shelton were one of her favorites. When Patricia got older, she had 3 daughters. She made sure she could work. Where do we start? I'm not gonna do the video. Having to say goodbye to my grandmother was probably the hardest thing I've ever had to do in life. When I attended her wake, it was the very first time I laid eyes on her since her passing. Something inside me changed when I realized that this was going to be the final kiss goodbye. Hi, my name is Taylor Ward, and today I'll be giving a speech about my grandmother, Patricia Taylor. Patricia Taylor was an overachiever. She was smart, she was a fighter, she was loved by her friends and family. Patricia Taylor was very passionate about her education, and she made sure to teach that to her daughters and granddaughters. Patricia Taylor had a rough childhood growing up. She went from foster home to foster home until eventually getting adopted by her grandmother. She was the oldest child of her family. She was also the first to graduate college. When Patricia got older, she went to Spring Hill College and graduated with a bachelor's in arts and science. She graduated from Auburn University, as well as pursuing that career, and went to Bishop Community College to teach as an English teacher. Patricia Taylor, on her other times, she went and she taught literature and math. She also helped adults get their GED. Patricia Taylor had ovarian cancer, which led to her getting older.
Come here. Don't restart. She restarted like 3 times. Come here. Just keep going.
Restart, we got this.
Or you can just cut it so
She said, yeah, good.
just it will look like so.
Just keep going.
Having to say goodbye to my grandmother was probably the hardest thing I've ever had to do in life. When I attended her wake, it was the very first time I laid eyes on her since her passing. Something inside of me changed when I realized that this was going to be the final kiss goodbye. Patricia Taylor was an overachiever. She was smart, she was a fighter, she was loved by everybody. She was very passionate about her education and made sure to pursue that onto her daughters and granddaughters. My name is Taylor Ward, and today I'll be giving a speech about my grandmother, Patricia Taylor. Patricia Taylor had a rough childhood growing up. She went from foster home to foster home until eventually getting adopted by her grandmother. She was the oldest child. She was the first child to graduate college. Patricia Taylor went to Spring Hill College and graduated with a bachelor's in arts and science. She went to Bishop Community College to become an English teacher. In her free time, she helped adults get their GED. She helped with other subjects such as literature and math. Patricia, growing up, she loved Santana, she loved Blake Shelton, she loved listening to music. When Patricia Taylor got older, she was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. The last 3 weeks of living, she was diagnosed with kidney cancer, which led into lung cancer. But she didn't let any of that stopping her. Even though she knew her time was running out, she was never scared of leaving. She prayed to Jehovah each night before bed. Before she got down and sick, she went to church. She made sure to give her daughters and granddaughters that experience to God. Patricia Taylor loved her family. She used to take care of me and my little cousin when we were younger. She would let us spend the night. She would spend Christmas with us. She would cook her special lemon meringue pies. She definitely loved the oldest, the youngest granddaughter, Earl. In the cold heat, rain or snow, she would leave her house to walk all the way down to her daughter's house to visit her. Even though they lived in the same neighborhood, it just showed how dedicated she was. In conclusion, my grandmother was indeed that woman. She sacrificed so much for her family. Growing up, she had 3 daughters. She was a single mother. She got married and her last name went from Bronson to Taylor. In her free time when she got down and sick, even in a wheelchair, none of that could stop her from going down to Grand Bay with her brothers and sisters, spending time with them, listening to music, and sharing a lot of memories. My name is Taylor Ward, and that concludes my speech.